Hello and welcome to Gut Punch Satan. Today we're going to talk about the cycle of negative thinking. Hi, I'm Chaplain Gina and this is Gut Punch Satan. And today we're going to talk about how negative thinking can lead to a cycle of negativity that just overtakes a person's life. What I'm speaking of today is called the Pygmalion effect. Now, last week we talked about fundamental attribution error. So if you haven't watched that one, I suggest you watch that episode first. But today we're going to talk about the Pygmalion effect. And what that is an endless cycle of thinking that leads to action, that leads to thinking, that leads to action. Now, this can go two ways. It can go positive or it can go negative. However, because this channel is dedicated to just making it clear when the enemy is lying to you, then we're going to talk about the negative. So, I talked in the last episode also about my son, about how he had addiction issues. So now, when he moved back in with me, I knew that he had issues with addiction. However, as I stated last episode, I did not treat him like an addict. I treated him like a young man who was capable of moving past that. But let's look what could have happened and what often happens if that isn't the case. If he had moved back in and I had looked at him every day and reminded him, you're an addict. I want you home at this time because I know you're an addict and I don't trust you to be out late. I want to know everything that's going on in your life and you tell me every little bit because I know you're an addict and you can't be trusted. What if I had treated him like that? Then he would continuously believe himself to be an addict. So now that could cause him to start to again behave like an addict. If I, his mother, if that's how I view him, if that's how I see him, it is very easy to adopt the attitude, well then that's what I'll give you. That's how you see me, that's what I'll give you. Or he could be trying, but maybe because I've already got a bad attitude, I don't think he's trying hard enough. Either way, my negative thinking can contribute to actions that then reinforce my negative thinking, whether they're intentional or unintentional. It reinforces the way I think, which reinforces the way I treat, which reinforces the way he behaves. That's the Pygmalion effect. I'm sure there are others out there who can explain it way clearer than I did. Look it up. But it can be an endless cycle of negative speaking and negative behavior. And it is so harmful. It is so harmful. We need to let people grow. I said this in the last episode, but we're just diving a little deeper today just to illustrate just how dangerous it can be. When you don't let someone grow, when you don't see them as the person they're trying to become, it really does harm them. It harms them mentally. It definitely can harm them spiritually. At times it can even harm them physically. When they say depression hurts, they're not kidding. Depression hurts. So we need to support that growth. We need to know that each and every person God created was created with a plan. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you a hope and a future. That was written to everyone. Every human being that's ever walked this planet, that verse applies to them. So if you have someone in your life who has made mistakes, the first thing I want you to remember is you've also made mistakes. Okay? You've also made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And the next thing I want you to remember is that you have the power to encourage better living, to encourage a new way of thinking, to encourage love and growth and prosperity. And if you have someone in your life that you're saying you care about, well, then you have a responsibility. You don't just have the power, you have the responsibility to do that. That person is in your care. You're being trusted with someone God created. I was trusted to be the mother of my son, Zach. I take that honor uh, with great reverence. I love being his mom. I've worn a lot of hats. My mommy hat is my favorite. I love being his mother. I love seeing the person he's become. And I love knowing that he never for one moment thought that I didn't love him or that I didn't support him. It would break my heart if he thought that I did not think him capable of moving beyond his past. That would break my heart. And as Christians, we need to be aware of that for everyone. A few episodes back, I talked about people that often don't feel welcome at church. If you are viewing someone and you know their history and you know their past and you're seeing maybe the way they look or dress or act and it's in contrast to your own life, do not assign that to them as a character flaw. See these people as capable of change. Not change according to your time clock, by the way. Change according to his. You welcome them. You love them. You support them. Now, I'm going to, little sidebar here. I'm not talking about enabling. Okay? I'm not talking about enabling bad behavior. That is very harmful as well. Actually, that's one of the worst things you can do to someone you love. So I'm not talking about enabling. I'm talking about encouraging and loving and knowing that change is possible. We got to get rid of the negative side of that Pygmalion effect because it's Satan's playground. He loves that. He loves seeing people who are trying to change go down a spiral because the people around them think them incapable. If you're one of those people, I gotta say, ask yourself, who do you think you're glorifying in that moment? Because it's not God. And if you're one of the people that is surrounded by others who don't think you capable of change, find new people. Get yourself to a place where you can be supported. If you suffer from the same things that my son went through, like addictions or anything, actually they call it hurts, habits, and hang-ups, I want to recommend right now C.L.A.Y Recovery, and I will put a link to their national website. C.L.A.Y Recovery is an amazing recovery program. It is faith-based, but it doesn't matter if what your faith is. You are welcome. It doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done, who you are, where you're from. You're welcome. And that's the program that helped my son, and we cannot say enough about it. It's an amazing, amazing program. So either way, just surround yourself with people who support you and love you. And please, those of you who are being trusted with that care, show that love. Show the same love that you've been given. All right. Here's to healthy living and healthy families. Bye.